Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Miranda Keeler, and this is William Penn News Now. William Penn has now fully switched to the new CAM system called WPU Access. Jasmine Sonnenschein has more.
It is a big change for all faculty and staff members, as well as for the William Penn students. WPU switched from the EGO system to Access, a more efficient system. Mike Foster, Information Systems Administrator, explains why.
Making the university run better, as well as cost.
WPU Information Services is working on this project since spring 2014, and the decision was made by the end of that year to start switching to CAM's Enterprise.
Right, what we did is we took the portals from CAM's Enterprise and we relabeled them as WPU Access. We also decided to have kind of a custom brand on the portals for the students and the faculty.
However, the change from one system to another in a fairly big organization is not an easy task.
Well, the biggest challenge is to get the data correctly from the old system to the new system.
According to Foster, the last few weeks were devoted to the implementation process and issues that showed up. Luckily, no showstopper. Especially students and faculty now have to adapt to the new system.
Suddenly everything that's familiar that we base everything we do on is just totally changed.
Deanne Dole from the WP Register Office thinks
it's a little more intuitive, I guess, a little more user-friendly. I think that once the faculty and the students are able to get in and use it, they're going to love it. It's much more simple.
She added that the new system can't do some of the things Eagle did, but it's easier to understand, and once the students get in it, it's easier to follow. Also, Access helps faculty to make certain information accessible to all students.
We can set up access so people who need certain information can see that information instead of having to come to our office to find it. They'll have more at their fingertips to be able to do their job.
And this is only one of the many positive attributes the CAM system offers. Besides being able to look at their grades and schedules, students have the chance to look through their payment plan, financial aid, housing payments, and more. For WPNN, I'm Jasmine Sonnenschein.
The Iowa Pride Scholarship, a new scholarship, is now available to William Penn's future students. It is for graduates from Iowa high schools and Iowa residents only, and is offered in the addition to the Mahaska County Scholarship and the Penn Area Scholarship. These two grants exist for several years, but additionally, the Iowa-wide scholarship is now introduced to WPU recruits for the fall semester of 2017. To qualify for the scholarship, students have to be Iowa residents and graduated from an Iowa high school with a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or higher. A FAFSA also has to be filled out by July 1st prior to the academic year, and students have to enroll at Penn as a full-time student in the fall following the high school graduation. The scholarship is renewable as long as the student maintains a 2.7 GPA at the end of every fall semester, and the FAFSA has to be submitted by July 1st every year the student is enrolled. If you have questions, contact Kara Strong at 641-673-1014 or strongk@wmpenn.edu. All William Penn students are required to complete a service project for multiple classes as part of the Penn Leadership Corps. One class in particular is Contemporary Leadership with Dr. Ann Fields.
I think the leaders of today need to realize their social responsibility to give back to the community. Once you are a college graduate, I think all college graduates have that responsibility to be leaders in the community. And the only way they can do that is to practice community service and become those leaders.
Dr. Fields also requires that her students write 3 different reports and give a presentation describing how they participated and what they learned from their service project experience. She also said many students are currently taking advantage of the new program with the middle school called the Global Classroom Adventure as their service project. The William Penn Digital Communications Program is gearing up for the 24 Hours of Giving campaign. The campaign, which takes place on April 4th, is not far off as the students are quickly learning. The university's Video Production 2 class is handed the opportunity to create videos for the campaign as part of the learning process. This class, which has gone through instructions on how to use different softwares, uses the skill base they have built up to create a video utilizing them. Students quickly realized there was much more than the technical side of things when it comes to making videos. The class was divided into 3 groups, each with a different theme with their video must achieve. They were required to work together to come up with a concept that is new and exciting.
It's pretty hard because you have to kind of go around other students and you kind of have to schedule and work around other people's schedules. So it's a lot of planning.
The idea was then pitched to university's public relations department and approved prior to the students beginning filming. From then, it was up to the students to film, check in with the public relations department, edit, and create a video worthy of being shown to the university. The students are closing in on their deadline for the video as March is rapidly coming to an end. The campaign and the videos will officially be released on April 4th. JCPenney's announced last Friday that they will be closing 138 stores across the country. This is in order to raise the overall brand standard of the company and allocate capital more efficiently. The shutdown impacts the one JCPenney's location here in Oskaloosa. The potential end date is set for June 18th. Liquidations will start mid-April. It is that time of year again. Spring weather has hit Oskaloosa and William Penn softball has kicked off their 2017 season. It's a new year for the Statesmen and hopes are high that the talented squad will pace the Hart Conference and have an extended season this year. Conference play opened Saturday, March 18th, when Penn traveled to play number 17, Grandview. The Statesmen were swept by the Vikings and have since split with Peru State and dropped 2 to Clark. The Statesmen currently have a 13-12 record and 1-5 in conference play. Today, March 24th, the team will take on Mount Mercy here at Penn Field and continue with more Hart play on Saturday, the 25th, against Benedictine. Find their schedule online at statesmanathletics.com and get out there and support the team. Earning new records and setting high standards was on the agenda for Statesman basketball this year as they reached the Final Four at the NAIA Division I National Championship in Kansas City, Missouri this previous week. WPNN has the details. Ending the regular season on an 11-game win streak and having a season record of 33-4, while ending the conference 23-3 in the Heart of America Athletic Conference. Claiming the Hart crown, earning another ring, and stamping their ticket to Nationals was a highlight post-regular season. Appearing at Nationals was new for some Statesmen, but second nature to others. The Penn squad made history by reaching the Final Four bracket and faced up against Texas Wesleyan University. And the squad had one of the biggest followings at the national championship. The atmosphere with the traveling Penn Zone and fans helped the Statesmen advance.
I would say it was all new to everybody. Being new to the Division I side, 2 for 2 in the national tournament appearances, 2 for 2 in the conference tournament championship, 2 for 2 for regular season as well. We knew what to expect for the regular season and the conference tournament, but once we got past that second round in the national tournament, everybody just had wide eyes and just soaked it all in because it was all a new experience to the players and even the coaches.
After tip-off, the Statesmen battled and fought for an early lead in the first half, going into halftime up 10, 40-30. Playing timidly opened the door for TWU to fire back in the second half and even up the score. The Statesmen were headed into overtime. After 5 minutes of play, the Statesmen were nearing the final seconds. Senior Lionel Ellison was fouled and went to the line for 2. Missed frontside on the second when Texas Wesleyan rebounded and dropped a bucket with less than 3 seconds on the clock. Unfortunately for the Statesmen, they could not answer. For the first time in program history, Penn fell in the Final Four. The loss to Texas Wesleyan University capped the Statesmen's season and ended a record-setting 15-game win streak for the program.
I mean, it's not every day that you get a chance to enjoy the time that you have with all your teammates, not just on the court but off the court. Just hanging out all the time. Nobody was really ever alone. We always had one of our teammates with us, and so that's some of the memories that I know I'll never forget.
Congratulations to the William Penn basketball program for the historic season. You've made Statesman Nation very proud. With fall sports a distant memory for many student athletes on campus, one program is just suiting up for their unlisted spring season. Statesman football has been through extensive weight training, conditioning, and testing to prepare for the fall season, and this week marked the start of spring ball for the team. Players have suited up for scrimmages and practices throughout the week, and senior slot back Christian Williams commented that the spring ball game is a good representation of how prepared the team is before official practice can begin in August. The intra-squad Navy versus Gold game is slated for April 22nd at Lacey Stadium. Thank you for watching William Penn News Now. Have a good weekend.